Good morning everyone and welcome to Master's Guidance. What we do on this particular reading is we seek the energies that we need at this particular time, what messages we need from our spirits, our guides. Master will bring them through for me, and we will explore just something that we just need to be aware of at this particular moment. Even though I do these readings weekly, they are designed to for you to scroll through, and if any image particularly appeals to you or any headline particularly appeals to you, watch and listen to that message of the moment, engage yourself into it, and see if it resonates with you for where you are at this current time. As we try to lift our vibrations, as we try to lift our energy, as we try to surround this world of ours in love and light and share the message of peace and acceptance. So first of all, what I do is I pull a card from my Namaste deck, and then we pull 3 cards from 3 different oracle decks, and just delve deeper into what that particular message of today is. So welcome to my spirit guides and all who come with them. Protect us with your light and share with us your messages. Good morning, Meister. What message do you have for us this week? What message do you have for us this week? What do we need to be aware of? What energies do we need to bring ourselves into? Oh, haven't had this one before. Okay, this is the card that Meister has pulled out for me. The present circumstances are guiding you to a sacred space inside you, from where you will see things more clearly. Look through the eyes of the soul and you will find the answer. This card is a blessing woven in time. The time will soon come. Just hold that up and you can pause if you'd like to read it for yourself. Okay. The present circumstances are guiding you to a sacred space. That may be this particular reading. That might be readings that you are receiving from other light workers. It might just be an awakening or an awareness within yourself. But the present circumstances are guiding you to a sacred space inside you, your inner light, your inner truth, from where you will see things more clearly. Look through the eyes of the soul and you will find the answer. The time will come soon. Okay, let us have a look to see what the message behind that really is, as we expand onto it. Okay. Oh, threw a card out at me. Now these are my Australian Wildflower reading cards by Cheryl and Darcy. And the first card that sprung out to me is the blue gum flower, healing. So this is a time for us to become within, look at our light within, and heal from within, where we can see things more clearly, where we find, what the image I'm getting is a really clear pool of water, which when you look down there's almost a limitless view into, I can see the rocks and the algae and the little creatures that are living in it. It's almost like looking into a rock pool, but a very deep rock pool where the water is so incredibly clear, where you can see things more clearly. Look through the eye of the soul. So 2 more cards, please, Master. 2 more cards. 2 more cards. Thank you. Healing, generosity. So what have we got? The royal bluebell, generosity, and acceptance. The Sydney rock rose. acceptance. Thank you, Meister. So I'll just draw 3 cards, then I'll bring you down and then we'll go through them. 3 cards from my Nature's Whispers Oracle deck. 3 cards, please, Master. 3 cards, please. 3 cards, please. 3 cards. 3 cards. Healing, generosity, and acceptance. 3 cards, please, Master. 3 cards. 3 cards, please. Oops. Okay, under healing we have renewal of peace. Oh, wow. Considering the current events in the world at the moment, I love that card. Renewal of peace. Under generosity, be true to your heart. Wow. And under acceptance, keep your dreams alive. Very important. Be true to yourself, keep your dreams alive. Be true to yourself, keep your dreams alive. 3 cards from my Cosmic Guidance Oracle deck, please, Master. 3 cards, and then we'll go through them all to just see on a deeper level what this message is you have for us at this time. There's a lot going on in the world at the moment. As I was opening, I was thinking about, and I know when you view this may be a different time, but I was thinking about the Supreme Court decisions in the US, the war between Russia and Ukraine, the invasion. I was drawn very strongly to climate change, listening to the droughts and some key hydroelectricity generations in the US. Just so many things going on in the world at the moment. We just need this message to recenter ourselves, Master, please. 3 cards, please, Master. 3 cards. Okay, under healing and renewal of peace, we have lesson, wisdom through mistakes. Under generosity and be true to your heart. This one comes up all the time. Action, waken the warrior woman within. This is such an important card for our time. And under acceptance and keep your dreams alive. This one comes up often as well. Hard work, commitment and perseverance. Commitment and perseverance. So, I'll bring the screen down, but you can see how I've laid these cards out. A little bit of a mess here. So we've got healing, renewal of peace and lesson. So perhaps easier just to bring them up to you. So the present circumstances are guiding you to a sacred space within you. Your internal light. Basically the current circumstances are guiding you to embrace your internal light, your internal love, where you see things more clearly, where you can see through this rock pool to all the reality that is occurring below, all the life forms, all the organisms that are reliant on this particular rock pool, and look through the eyes of this light and you will find the answers. And by doing so, we are going to heal first of all ourselves, but by healing ourselves we are then healing the world, and it is bringing a renewal of peace. And through this peace, and this is a time when it is, again, you may not be watching this reading at this particular time, but in the world at this time, it is never more important than to vote, to have your voice heard, to heal yourself by and bring about this renewal peace by learning from the lesson. Wisdom through mistakes. Now, a mistake may have been that you didn't protest when you felt that you should have, that you didn't vote when you thought you should have, that you didn't help someone when you thought you should have, when you passed judgment that in hindsight you see may have been an error. It is very much about learning those lessons and accepting those lessons, accepting them. We've all made mistakes in the past. The importance of those lessons is that we actually learn from them so that we act on them in the future. Generosity. We may not be in a particular situation, but we can feel empathy for those that are in a situation. Just because something doesn't affect us right now doesn't mean that it doesn't affect somebody else, or it may lead to circumstances that affect us in the future. Be generous. Don't judge. Be generous with your empathy. Be generous with your love. Be generous with what little time we all have at the moment. And be generous with yourself, most importantly. Don't judge yourself. Don't berate yourself for these lessons that you have learnt from the past. See that generosity and bring it through, and be true to your heart. So by forgiving yourself, a lot of this comes back to forgiveness, which we talk about often, which will bring about this renewal of peace. Be generous with yourself, be generous with your forgiveness, be generous with your empathy, and this will lead you to this sacred space inside you where you see things more clearly, and you will find the answer. Be true to your heart, and then your time will come soon. But on top of all that, it is fabulous to feel these emotions, to forgive, to be generous, to be empathetic, to support causes within your own self, but eventually we all need to take action, and action is what will actually bring about change. We need to take this action, and so important at the moment is waken the warrior woman within. It is important, so important at this time of life, in this time in the world, that we women stand up to be heard and come together and stand up for our fellow humans and our fellow animals, all the creatures of this world, that we actually take action. Words without action is meaningless, so we do need to stand up together. Acceptance, part of that judgment or the generosity in forgiving yourself is accept it. Accept that we've all made mistakes in the past. We've said things that have hurt others, that we have taken actions that probably weren't in the best interest of bringing together the world. Accept that we've made these mistakes and be generous with yourself in your forgiveness. And keep your dream alive. Keep your dream alive. So accept that you've made these mistakes, but nothing about these mistakes in the past will stop you from pursuing your dreams into the future. We might cringe when we remember what we may have done, but this healing, this renewal of peace is so important about keeping the dream alive, forgiving ourselves, being generous with ourselves, and accepting what has happened and where we need to go from here. However, combining with the action is the hard work. We need to actually take action to make it happen. The hard work, perseverance and commitment. And sometimes it might seem overwhelming. If that's the case, take time out for yourself. Settle back into yourself. Settle back into your inner strength. If we haven't got, we can't give, which is what I was one of my mantras of life. So if you feel like you are overwhelmed, step back, take time for yourself, And once you have replenished yourself, then continue with this hard work, continue with this perseverance. So much happening in the world at the moment on so many different levels that first of all we have to forgive ourselves. We have to be generous with that forgiveness. We have to accept that we have made mistakes, and this forgiveness is crucial to this acceptance and generosity and forgiveness is crucial to our healing, but it is absolutely crucial to the renewal of peace on this world as we know it. Okay, I hope that spoke something to you. The present circumstances are guiding you to a sacred space within, from where you can see things more clearly, so back into your inner core. Forgive, be generous in your acceptance of your past and the past of others. Learn from those lessons, and then you can step back out and take action. Look through the eyes of this inner light, and you will find the answer of what action you need to take. This is a blessing woven in time. This is a timeless message. And the time will come soon for you to step forward in action. Bring forward your inner warrior woman, whether you're male or female, and commit and persevere with what you know from your inner light is right. Okay, we will finish today with a final message via the Work Your Light by Rebecca Campbell. Please, Master, one final message for us to take with us today. One final message, one final message, one final message. Oops. Okay, the card Meister has for us today is the initiation, rite of passage and crossing the threshold. So this is very much about, if you have a look, this path is leading to this arch, so we're in this dark space at the moment, and sometimes it feels like it's an endless dark space. But if you have a look at this card, there is this threshold, this light, that once we have drawn within ourselves, we can cross. It is a rite of passage. We need to choose to cross this threshold out into this light. Looking at this card, it looks like tiny, tiny, tiny. I don't know if my computer can focus on that. Tiny figures choosing to cross out into the light from this place of darkness. And for many of us, this is where we feel we're at this moment. Sorry, I just felt very lightheaded, which means right track from Meister. But it is about the initiation. It's not a test. It's about withdrawing into yourself, finding yourself, choosing to cross, accepting your mistakes, accepting, being generous with yourself, and choosing within yourself to let it all go. Let it go and cross this threshold into the light to a new start, a completely new start. Yes, we are the sum of who we are, where we have been, but that is not dictating who you are going into the future. So lovely card to end on. Thank you, Meister. And thank you for joining me today. Take care. Love and light to you, all of you. Strength to all of you. And I'll talk to you next time. See ya.